So, Jamie, so what grade are you in?
I'm in fourth grade.
And how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
10. What's the best thing about being 10 years old?
It's the first decade.
The first decade, that's true. But like for you personally, what do you like best about it?
Let's see.
Hmm.
I haven't really thought.
Well, think about it. What things are better when you're 10?
When I go skiing, I can be on experts.
Oh, you're on experts when you go skiing? What does that mean?
Like, um, on, like, really hard, um,
Black diamond?
like, black diamonds and,
Oh, for trails, you mean?
yeah,
Oh. So is this downhill skiing or cross country?
downhill.
Oh, and where do you go?
Berkshire East.
How did you first learn how to ski?
My grandma, when she came to Amherst, she loves skiing, so yeah, we went with her, and then
Oh,
The best thing about being 10 for me was being able to reach the glasses.
Cameron likes to be able to reach glasses. Because when he was 8 or 9, he couldn't reach the cabinets. What do you find that you like better about being, growing? As when you were 5, you could so many things you couldn't do.
yeah, like oh,
What?
on like fairs and stuff.
Oh, right.
Like there's a like height
Right.
thingy, and then if I get older, I grow taller, so I can go on more stuff.
Right, right. Because if you're not that, I forget how many inches high, then you can't go on a lot of rides, right? So now, are you at the height where you can go on the scariest rides?
Most of them, yeah.
Poor Gigi can't do anything.
For your poor little brother. And so, what's the worst thing about being 10?
Homework.
Homework. Why? What's bad about that?
It's usually like, well, it's for any age, but I don't really like. Well, sometimes I like homework, but this year I like homework.
Oh,
So yeah,
how come?
it's fun. Yeah, sometimes hard, but
Why is this year different from other years?
I don't really know.
I think the worst thing I like about being 10, the worst thing about being 10 for me, is not being able to reach the mugs.
Okay, he's still too short to reach the top shelf. But so what class? Who's your teacher now, and how does the homework differ from, say, last year, for example?
My teacher's name is Mr. Hines.
Yeah.
Homework. Everything's due on Friday. But in third grade and sometimes second grade, it's usually like due on Thursday so it's much easier.
Oh, it's easier now. Oh, I see. Okay. So I remember getting a Christmas card from you guys. Your family's traveled quite a bit, right? Where I know you were in France, right? And where else did you go?
Like.
Or was it all around
trip?
France? Yeah, on that trip.
Swiss, Italy.
Switzerland?
Switzerland,
Yeah.
Italy, France. France. Spain, Monaco, and then I went on the airport. I was in London.
Okay.
And Moscow.
In Moscow too.
Well, that's not from the trip to France, but
a different trip. I see. Okay. And one of the pictures on your holiday card had you walking with somewhere where there was this big arch, this big archway in the background, you know what I mean? A building that's shaped like that, but it's not really a building, it's just like it's something you walk through.
A bridge?
Yeah, like a bridge. Maybe it was a bridge.
Yeah.
What was that place?
It was in France.
Yeah.
It was called Pont du Gard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it?
It's a bridge that used to carry water.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. Tell me some kind of story about sometime on vacation. Tell me a story about something funny that happened to you on vacation, or when you were living in France that year.
Let's see. Like funny. Something funny.
Either funny or interesting. Some kind of something, some story that was really memorable about that year.
The first day of school.
Oh, what was that like? Tell me about that.
It was really complicated. Yeah, and then I couldn't communicate with my friends, and yeah.
Yeah, and because you didn't speak French.
Yeah.
So how did that feel?
Sometimes embarrassing, sometimes sometimes I thought my head would blow up because like it's too hard to
Yeah. And how many languages do you speak? Did you speak at that point?
1, 2, 4.
Okay, so what are those languages?
Japanese, Korean, English, and French.
Okay, yeah. So when you say you felt like your head would blow up, what did you mean by that?
There was too many like new words. So, yeah.
Somewhere around the beginning of the school year, I...
Can we finish with chatting with Jamie first, and then we'll talk with you some more? Thanks. So did it get easier in that school?
Yeah. There were some bullies. But yeah.
What happened with that?
I think they bullied me because I couldn't really speak French, and then when I got better with French, they stopped.
I see. What did they do? When they were bullying, what kinds of things? How would they treat kids?
Well, they like spoke stuff I didn't really get, but yeah. Some people like stood up for me.
Oh, that was good. Friends or teachers or?
Friends.
Yeah. Well, and so how long until you felt comfortable in that school?
Around 2 or 1 month.
Okay.
Later,
yeah. Yeah. And what did you like best about living in France?
The food.
Tell me about that.
I like the bread the most.
Oh, what's it like?
It's, I think, a little sweeter than America.
And what was it? What was your house like in France?
It was really small. It had 2 bedrooms. It was just a 1-story building, so.
Yeah.
And then I liked it because, well, it was cozy.
Yeah, cozy's nice. Yeah. When we lived in Montreal and Cairo, our apartments were cozy. Small, but cozy. What was the town or city that you lived in? What was that like?
It was called Narbonne. And it was a small town. Where I lived, there was a lot of dog poop.
Oh, really?
So it was more like stinky.
A lot of people owned dogs,
Yeah.
huh? I see. And is it a town like Amherst is, where there's a lot of trees, or is it more like a city?
It's more like a city, but there's a nearby park that has a few trees. but there weren't much trees.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay. And where was all the dog poop? Was that in the park or in the sidewalks?
Anywhere.
Everywhere? Okay. Did you have any dogs or cats while you were there?
No.
Okay. So, what are you interested in doing when you get big, when you grow up and become an adult?
A World Cup soccer player.
Oh, really? Oh. And why do you want to do that?
Because I like soccer. Yeah.
Yeah. And what position do you like to play the best, and why?
Midfield, because you can go up and then go down, and sometimes you're the busiest. Usually you're the
Yeah, yeah.
busiest. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so very few people make it to be world-class soccer players. So if that doesn't work out, let's hope it does. But if it doesn't work out, then what would you like to do if you had to earn money and like have a regular job?
I like every sport, so sport player.
Oh, so okay. Okay. If you can't be a sports player, what's the backup plan?
Let's see. A judge or an engineer.
Oh, those are two very different things. Why a judge, and then tell me why an engineer?
My dad's an engineer,
Yeah.
and my uncle is a judge, so
I see.
yeah, I like both of them.
And what's the appeal? I mean, what do you like about each of those jobs, other than having a family member that does them? What?
Um, well, I like to work, like read and stuff, and
Sure.
like judges, like my uncle has like so many stacks of paper he had to read, and then yeah. I like reading, so
So if you got to be a judge, you get to read a lot. Okay. What about engineer?
um uh I sometimes like teaching, and you usually teach when you're a like um professor or
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So yeah, you might want to be an engineer professor. Oh,
My mom doesn't have a very good relationship with one judge.
I used to work in courts, so I had a lot of times I've been in front of judges. But we'll talk about that later. So, where in the world would you like to visit that you haven't yet gone?
Argentina.
Okay, why?
Well, I like the soccer team.
I see a theme here. Okay, and where else?
Brazil.
A good soccer team.
Yeah. They play the World Cup there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Is there any place that doesn't have a soccer team that you'd like to visit?
I bet I know the answer.
Antarctica.
Oh, why?
Well, I like snow, and I want to see how it's like there.
Yeah?
Yeah, how they live and how they.
I can give you one word that describes Antarctica. Cold.
And how do you think they might live there? What are you imagining you'd find?
I don't remember which it was, the South Pole or the North Pole, but I think both. But they live in igloos.
So that would be interesting. Okay. All right. So what do you think of Amherst?
I like it. It's not really my hometown, but I lived here since I was 3 or 2. So yeah, I like it.
What do you like about it?
I like to climb the trees, play with my friends. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you don't like about it?
I it's a little too quiet. So
Oh.
yeah, I think I like it if it's more like a city and a town.
You like hubbub.
Now, how is it too quiet? What's quiet about it?
There's not much like sounds of cars, people. Well, there's sounds of people, but not much of cars. A little, but yeah.
You like more car noises. And where were you born?
I was born in Virginia.
Okay. And where have you lived where there were a lot of car noises?
Well, I didn't really live where there was a lot of car noises, but I liked New York City.
All right.
Yeah,
And why did you like that?
I like the tall buildings.
Your soccer team.
And I like the sound. It was more like a song.
Huh.
Yeah.
How is it like a song?
It's like the car horns are like the beat of the song, and then
Like in the movie.
Can't we-
oh, sort of, yeah. And then the people walking with the like words.
Hmm. Right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Not much. Yeah.
When you're 75 years old, what do you want to remember about being a kid?
We get to play a lot.
That's good. All right. Okay. Thanks a lot, Jamie. Cameron, thank you for being very patient. All right.
Bye.
Bye. You want to go play in your room?
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.